The first 2024 Maserati Granturismo refresh is here in Florida. Yes, the Modena Spec 2024 GT has made it here, and we get to spend some time with it and see what the new redesign is all about. What's good, guys? Welcome back to Ron's Rise. Welcome back to the channel, and welcome back to another video where it has finally happened. As you guys can see behind me is the new 2024 Maserati Granturismo. The all-new refresh design is finally here. Now, before I get into it, I'm here at Maserati of Jacksonville, and they allowed me to get this first 2024 Granturismo that's out here in Florida on the channel for you guys here today. It's going to be going to some events this weekend to be properly unveiled, but we have it here first. So thank you to them. I'm going to link them down in the description below so you guys can check out their dealership and their inventory, because first of all, it's massive. Second, they have so much inventory here, F-Tributos, MC20s. So with that said, let's get right to it and break down the new 2024 Maserati Granturismo Modena. Guys, before we get started, you know we have the new key fob layout that debuted with the Grecale for 2023, then went to the 2023 MC20, and now you have it for the 2024 Maserati Granturismo. You also have the wearable key fob or wearable key wrist thing, technology that you can put on your wrist and do a lot of things with the car as well. That's the first way to start off. Second way, let's just talk about this, because this is the launch spec for the Modena trim level. So you get all the goodies when it comes to your package here. You can tell right away that this is in Grigio Candente paint, which is a tri-coat paint. Same launch paint that we saw on the Modena version of the Grecale and on the Prima Serie version of the Grecale that I filmed. All right, so we know that this paint is gonna do crazy in the Florida sun, as you can already tell. Now, there's also some things you need to know about the spec before we go over the design. 20-inch Pegaso wheels up front, 21 inches in the back. These are $3,500 wheels when it comes to the option here. Blue calipers, all right, which are $1,000 for the option, white script. Coming along to the rear, you'll see that there's no particular option back here that stands out. So it really is about the paint, wheels, and calipers when it comes to this spec. Now, I'm gonna go over this spec, but I just want to show you initially what we're working with here is the launch spec of the Granturismo, and that's the way you show it, right? I mean, this is for the Modena trim. Obviously, the launch spec for the Trofeo trim, because there's only two trims besides the Folgeri, which is all electric, well, that one's gonna look a little bit different, a little bit more aggressive, and it's gonna have a different color, more than likely Giallo Corso, which is that yellow color. But that's to be said. We'll see that when we see it. But here we are with the Modena trim. This is where you start when it comes to the Granturismo in 2024. Now, the new 2024 Granturismo is slightly longer than the old model. You're looking at a length of 195.2 inches. You're looking at a width of 83.2 inches and a height of 53.3 inches with a 115.3 inch wheelbase, and she weighs a little bit too, 3,957 pounds, and this is all in the Modena flavor. Okay, so lately with my filming, it's been very windy lately. I'm not exactly sure why. Hopefully this wind noise isn't as bad as the Levante and Grecale wind noise I had in that video, but let's start off with this paint. Check out Grigio Candente, and it's gonna take my camera out of focus because of all that shine, but let me see if you guys can tell how crazy this paint looks. Maserati just kills it with paint, and obviously this is a Furiserie paint. It's not one that you can just choose from the regular options, and Furiserie, if you don't know, is Maserati's ad customization program, so that's where you get in depth with the options and colors and materials and all that good stuff. So yes, it looks very good in Grigio Candente. Just had to kind of try to show it off to you guys, but my camera is not gonna like it. All right, so with that said, the new design, the new face for the Maserati Granturismo. Keep in mind, we haven't had an update for the Granturismo since 2018 is when they really just redesigned the look of it, as far as the front bumper and the back bumper, added the rear backup camera, and it added the new infotainment system, which was at the time, I believe, the MTC, Maserati touch control or something like that. So that was really the only things we got in 2018, and then 2019 we just got the convertible version, or the Grand Cabrio, and then that was it. So after that, Maserati decided to put the pen to paper and pin up this new Maserati Granturismo, which has silky lines, smooth lines, all right? It's a little bit more curvaceous than the old GTs. So this is the Modena spec. The Trofeo spec, which is the top level, is going to be a little bit more aggressive than this. So if you like the more aggression and the more power and everything as far as that, you're going to go for the Trofeo. But for the Modena, I think this is a good place to start. So you go up to the headlights here. First thing you'll notice is they're derived from the MC20, all right? Then the MC20 was derived from the Grecale. So this is a new setup for Maserati headlights when it comes to the design language, all right? We'll have those illuminated towards the end of the video so you can see that as well, all right? You can also see the hood. That's something to bring up, right? Because it doesn't seem like it sits normal. Well, it doesn't. Look at this induction right here. Those are actual vents, all right? That's for air to pass through, and its actual aerodynamics is functional. Check that out. So you can see the curvature that goes right here. You can see the honeycomb grill here, because that's gonna pass air through there and go up the hood. Really cool, right? So I can kind of give you a look here so you guys can see that the nostrils are no longer up here where they used to be, but down here. I really like that design because, again, it's very intuitive and, you know, it's really well thought out. So great spec on that. Now, with that said, you can see the Maserati emblem that changed, I believe, what, 2022? I think we got the new emblem, or 2021, I believe. We got the new emblem done in white and blue, classic Maserati colors. You can see the slats for the grille done in black with the center feed through. I think that's going to be a new Maserati thing. Usually it's reserved for the more higher horsepower performance models because it's extra airflow, and the other models will have the like matte like insert there, so it, you know, it just blocks it out. It's just one big piece. But this has a center feed through the grill. You can see the big Maserati Trident, and that normally is where all your technology is stowed and stored. So you have level 2 ADAS all in your cars as far as your technology and safety goes. Now, this bumper, it's seen better days. We got a little bit of road rash, so don't worry about that. But you can see that the rear fascia is done in gloss black. That's on the Modena trim, all right? I believe for the Trofeo, that's going to be carbon. Now, you do see the side blades right here in a plastic look, and then you see the big honeycomb intake right here on the side. We have a brake right there in the middle, a little plastic, and then we have a honeycomb setup right here, but it is actually a non-functional honeycomb setup. So you guys can see that there. There's no feed through there. The feed through the radiators, or to the radiators, is right here on the side, but then that's it. All right, so you look at it all together again, and it's very sleek. I mean, again, this is like a slippery car that can just, you know, slide through in motion. And I think that Maserati, again, gave this sex appeal to this car. And it's hard to really, I guess, improve on the timeless design of the Granturismo. I think they did a pretty good job here with this new model, and I'm a fan. As I mentioned, for the wheels, 20 inches in the front, 21 inches in the back, all right? So business up front, party in the back when it comes to the wheels. You can see the Pegaso design wheels here, and you also see, again, the blue calipers, white script, Brembo brakes, drilled rotors here. Everything you guys are used to for the Maserati Granturismo or Maserati models in general. Michelin tires here as well, and it looks good. I mean, there's nothing to complain about when it comes to the wheels. And we'll kind of take a step back here. Really goes with the car. I wasn't a biggest fan of the Pegaso wheels at first, but when I see them in person on these cars, I think it looks really good. At first I was like, it's a little busy, but no, these look good. I'm a big fan. You can also see the Modena badge on the side and the classic Maserati portholes. These are done a little bit differently on the Granturismo. As you guys can see, this is kind of like two separate pieces here. You have your aluminum piece, then you have a little curve here, and then you have your gloss black piece to go with it. And then obviously these are functional, so you can see that there is ventilation there because these have always been functional vents. These are here for a reason, all right? These portholes are here for cooling, all right? So that's always been a thing. Now, coming along the side, you'll see the side mirror here. You'll see the camera right underneath. You'll see the turn indicator right there. Looks really good. And then you'll see the gloss black bottom with the Grigio Congeniente topping up there. Looks really good. Now, down the side here, no necessary side skirts that are body colored or, you know, carbon fiber or gloss black. It all blends in. You know, it's not anything that you can stand out and say those are the side skirts. It just looks like this is one big piece of the body besides the door there. So nothing too crazy when it comes to the side profile of the Granturismo. Again, it flows. It's the same shape that we're kind of used to, but with a little bit of curvature and indentation at the bottom there. But yeah, we're used to this classic look on the side of the Granturismo. That new handle, we know this, right, from the other models like the Grecale and MC20. All right, so aluminum up top, and then you can obviously see that this is pretty deep inside, and I just did the horn there. But yeah, this whole handle setup is fine with me. I like it. You have a physical key right underneath there as well, just in case the electronics don't catch you when you stick your hand under there. Say your battery's dead or anything like that, then you can use the physical key to get under there. We are used to that handle for the new models as well. Gloss black window moldings here. All right, no sunroof or anything like that up top. You do have the shark fin antenna. You come to the back here, check that out. There's a camera right there on that shark fin antenna. So that is going to be for your mirror, to where you can change it from normal view to camera view of the rear. All right, so we'll check that out in a moment. You can see the Maserati Trident on the quarters or C pillar here, kind of, and you can also see that that is done in black as we know it before. Now we'll come along to the rear. Boomerang tails. All right, this is not new. Again, we kind of have these on the other models, right? On the MC20, it's just new to the Granturismo. All right, you can see the boomerang tails, and you can see the Maserati script with the aluminum bar going across with it. All right, you will see on this side the Granturismo script, and you will see there is a camera there. All right, and then you will also see the dual exhaust in chrome with the rear diffuser. You have plastic up top, and you have gloss black at the bottom. So this will be part of your bumper here in the plastic black. The diffuser part will be in gloss black at the bottom. And then we'll take a step back so you guys can see that and see how it all sits. Again, it's just sexy appeal kind of thing. It's a like, I don't know, it went from looking mean to looking sexy, and I'm not mad at that. I think the you know, Trofeo version will look mean. I think that this is sleek. This is slippery again. It's just, the sex appeal is oozing in this thing. Now I'm gonna pop the trunk, but I already know there's a couple things in here that's gonna obstruct the view a little bit. But just so you guys can see what's under here, and it's heavy per usual. Yeah, again, we got the trickle charger, the car cover, all that stuff. So I wanted to show you under here because I wanted to show you the feed through under there, all right, for the seating. Now, I'm not exactly sure if that comes down. That looks like it's fixed. It does look like there's a feed through there, but the seats don't look like they necessarily come down. Like, I don't think that they actually fold. So with that said, I kind of had to show you that just to, you know, show you that that is fixed like that, or what I think is fixed. And then if we can get under here with the trickle chargers plugged in, you will see that we have the tire pressure kit there. All right, so tire inflate. All right, and then we have our tow hook, screwdriver, everything that we're used to. Underneath that is where the battery will lie, but I can't necessarily pull it up how it is right now. It's a little stuck, and I don't want to go through all of that because they have it plugged in, because they have the trickle charge and everything. But you can kind of see everything that's underneath there for that first part. But yeah, I think that's fixed. So that's not something that I don't know if I was expecting. I didn't know if I was expecting the seats to fold or if there was going to be a feed through, but just had to show you the space. I don't have the exact figures on trunk size, but it looks pretty big. Actually, this looks really decent. You can see that there's big car covers in here. We still have plenty of space to go underneath here. So yeah, I think that they did a good job as far as cargo space, because this is going to be a daily driver for some, and you can take this on a trip. I think it actually would do really good. Now for the fuel economy, it's not exactly known what we have here yet. Now we know premium fuel for this thing, and we know that the gas mileage is going to be a little bit better than the previous model because of the twin turbo V6 versus the V8. Now the predecessor was 1320/16 miles per gallon. So for the Nettuno MC20 engine, we're at 1525/18 mpg. But this does have an 18.5 gallon gas tank. So I would assume around 17 miles per gallon would be accurate with a range of around 314 miles. Now we're gonna pop the hood to see what's underneath, but I'm bringing attention to this because this is what Maserati calls the Cafango hood, where you can see that there's a line there, and there's a line up there, okay? It's not just to throw you off, but this entire whole front end lifts up when it comes to the lines here and the hood. So I'm gonna lift up here, swipe to the left, and then there you are. Check it out, because this is completely new for Maserati in any car that we've seen. Look at that. That's crazy, right? Really exposes what's underneath. It takes the script with it on the side, which is really cool to display it so you can see it from that angle, and it lifts at the portholes here so you can actually see underneath, which is kind of cool there. I mean, again, it's just something that we're not used to from Maserati. So I believe it's a Cofango hood is what they call it. Now, the big elephant in the room, we have two versions of this Maserati Nettuno engine for the Granturismo in 2024. You guys know, twin turbo, 3-liter V6, all right? All-wheel drive, pumping out 483 horsepower. All-wheel drive, all right? So we're not used to all-wheel drive on these cars, and with this all-wheel drive, it will take you up to 188 miles per hour with a 3.7 0 to 60. Now, that's great, right? The Trofeo gives you a little bit more, but this is a good place to start. And powered by Nettuno, again, derived from the MC20, Maserati's in-house engine is now here on the Granturismo. Again, we're used to what the 4.7 Ferrari-derived naturally aspirated V8 engine is. Now we have a twin-turbo V6, so it'll take a little get used to. But I think Maserati did a good job with this engine. Time will tell as we get behind the wheel and test it out. But looking underneath, looking at how everything is packaged, let me know your first impressions on everything you see here for the GT. And of course, we're gonna hear what it sounds like in just a moment. I'm not gonna take that away from you guys, so we can kind of compare and contrast on what's new for Maserati with the twin turbo V6 versus the naturally aspirated V8. But what do you guys think so far? Power figures, the packaging, everything when it comes to under the hood of the new Granturismo. If you haven't already, make sure you subscribe to the channel, because when you subscribe, it helps grow the channel and I get more opportunities to get more beautiful cars like the first 2024 Granturismo behind me here today. All right, guys, let's step inside of the new 2024 Granturismo. Before we do, big aluminum side sill for Maserati right there. Then you can see the Maserati Granturismo aluminum plates. These are what you saw on the previous model year Granturismos. Same exact styling. I love it for the dead pedal, brake pedal, and gas pedal. A lot more aggressive and classic at the same time with that. You can see the seat adjusters here, all right? We're used to these. I mean, we've seen these in the previous models, everyday models that we see for the Maserati lineup. You can see the seats look so comfortable. Look at these seats. You can tell this is supposed to be a Grand Tour, guys. Now, this is the same kind of shape that you see on the older models, same kind of bucket style seat, but you can see there's a lot more luxury and a lot more comfort with this perforated leather, which I can assure you that it's probably heated and cooled for this leather. It looks really good. And then we have that piece that's always underneath the headrest. I can never figure out the name of what that is or what it's necessarily there for. Could be just for styling, but we've seen these in the Granturismo models for years. And then the headrest embossed there. Would have loved to see that stitch to go with this beautiful stitched leather seat, but again, you can't have everything unless you option it out, right? The back seats, yeah, you can get back there, and there's 4 seats, and what I do is press that here. The seat will automatically go up. It's moving by itself, as you guys can see, pushing up that mat there. And then in the rear, I'm not gonna sit back here, but as you guys can see, you can sit comfortably in the rear. Same seating style, same Sonos Faber speaker on the side, carbon fiber. We'll talk about that trim piece in a moment. Cup holders, your HVAC vents right there, and then your USB 2.0 and USB-C plug-in. I mean, that's not a bad place to be, right? Look at this. And then let's talk about this armrest here. Yes, that's the feed-through right there. Okay, I wasn't sure if that was an actual feed-through, but I thought it was an armrest or like anything to pull down on, but I guess this is your armrest, so that makes sense. So there you go. That's how you get to the back of the truck for your feet through. All right, so now, oh, we have on the back side kind of like styling. Oh, maybe this is like ventilation for the heated seats or something. So now the seat's gonna go back and we're gonna hop in because this is gonna be an amazing place to be. Now I'm gonna pull up this door paneling here so you guys can see that, because yeah, that looks good. Leather up top. I know this is a soft touch here. I'm not sure if it's actual leather. Then you have your aluminum trim piece there going across. The stitching as well. The big Sonos Faber sound system with 2 speakers there. This carbon fiber trim with the gloss black over the top of it. Love the styling of this. This door paneling looks really cool. This carbon fiber trim is a $2,500 option. If you do it in the copper, then that's $3,500 for that option. So really cool, right? The door release, we know this, right? This is how you open the door. You actually use a button to do so. But if by all means the power is out, the battery is dead, you have a physical release right here in order to open up the door. Safety hazard so you can get out. So that's there as well. Gloss black window control switches, your mirror controls, locks, everything there. Looks really good, right? I mean, we've seen this before in the new models. These are all backlit, which is why you can't see what they are until the car is on. And there's a nice touch. Check that out. Since 1914 on the side. That's really cool. I like that Maserati incorporated that. We close that up. That's a big door. All right, so that's a big piece. You can see Granturismo right there on the Speedo. And let's start it up. Put on the brake. Oh man, she's got some life in her. So, sounds good. This is gonna be basically the same that you guys are used to for the other model Maseratis, all right? New steering wheel. I know it's all new to Gran Turismo, but the new steering wheel language has been in the Grecale. We've been going over this and over this when it comes to everything that's new with the new flat bottom steering wheel. Start stop button here, your drive mode selector here, you have your driver assistance controllers here, all backlit again. You also have your menu controls here and hands-free controls for, you know, your voice assistant, everything there. You can see that now those window controls and everything are lit up. All right, and then you're all set up when it comes to the steering wheel buttons. Now, this screen here, yeah, it's not used to seeing a digital screen on a Maserati Gran Turismo, but we do have it here. All right, so you have 3 different layouts for this digital screen and drive mode wise. If you go to sport, you can see the Speedo there change, get a little bit more aggressive, GT mode, and comfort mode. But that's not it. If I go here, I'm going to change the cluster from evolved to classic. Whoops, I think I did it to evolved again. Let me try that again, guys. All right, cluster to classic up there. So now it looks like that. Can you guys see it? All right, there we go. All right. And then I'm going to change it again by pressing the menu button here, going to cluster layout, and then changing it to relaxed. And now you can see it's the full screen. So it just depends on what you want as far as the cluster and the drive modes, everything there when it comes to the Gran Turismo. So again, a lot of this is not necessarily new for the Maserati because we've seen it on the Grecale, but it's new for the Gran Turismo. Now, keep in mind, there's about 33 inches of screen real estate. That means that we have more. But before we get there, the steering wheel stocks, you guys can see the big column-mounted paddle shifters there. All right, column-mounted aluminum paddle shifters we're used to for Maserati, still there. And you can see that we have our steering wheel stocks on the side with the aluminum button for the lane keep assist. You can also see that it's nicely done with gloss black as well. Nice styling to it. Same on this side here. You see that you have the aluminum on the side. You have the nice aluminum buttons for the windshield wipers. Just, I mean, classy, right? Classic, classy. It just looks so good together. All right, now talking about that screen real estate. You guys don't remember in the Grecale and everything else, we got the new screen set up. Maserati Intelligent Assistant, MIA, M-I-A, Uconnect 5, whatever you want to call it, it is here on the Gran Turismo. We've seen this. This does everything you need it to do. I'm telling you guys, it's crazy. This whole system setup is something that we've had for a couple of years now, you know, with it being, you know, Uconnect 5 and Android RAN. But this system on the Maserati Granturismo is just crazy to think, because we used to talk about the Granturismo's interior being dated and outclassed, and I don't think we can do that anymore, guys. I don't think that's a thing anymore. So you have different things like your performance pages here, which will probably be pretty cool to see on the Granturismo. Drag race, all right. I mean, things like your accessory gauges, all that cool stuff. Torque management. This is going to be something that you're going to want to see on your GT. Your controls, like your screen off, mirror dimmer, glove box, and surround view camera. Now we'll get that surround view camera in reverse as well, but you guys can see that we have plenty of room here when it comes to the camera and everything as far as maneuvering in the Granturismo. Settings, I mean, all the stuff that you need to do, you can use Mia or Maserati Intelligent Assistant to do your wake up word, hey Maserati, and this will actually do hands-free things like set your climate controls. It will do automatic GPS. I mean, you can tell it anything and it will do it for you in this car, which is really cool. Now, with that said, we know all about the infotainment. Let's talk about how we actually use our gear selector, because down here there's a beautiful slab of carbon fiber, a little extra storage, and some cup holders. Great. How do we put it into gear? Park, reverse, neutral, drive, and manual. Put on the brake, reverse, neutral, drive, manual. That's it right there. That's how you do it. I know that's going to take some getting used to. It's a learning curve to press buttons over using an actual shifter. There's that. Your 8-inch comfort screen. We know a lot about this already, but just to go through it quickly for you guys here in the Granturismo. Hazard buttons here. Turn on and off the screen. Right here, you have your new Maserati digital clock. You guys can see it there right now. We have it in sport. We can put it in classic. We can put it in design. We can make it a compass. We can do pedals. You'll see it here. If I put on the brake, you can see that. I don't want to put on the gas. And then our G meter for when we decide to take off. All right, so you have that there as well. All right, then down here, you also have your lighting controls. All right, so I'm on auto now. If I want my lights on, I want just my DRLs on, I want to turn them off. There you are. All right, so lighting controls are there. Seating controls on this side. Now you can see that I do my manual memory seats here. So I have 3 memories. All right, I can change my bolstering. Yes, I can make it loose against me or tighten the bolstering against me, which is really cool to do that in real time for the driver and passenger as well. All right, so that's really cool. Then you also have your ambient lighting here as well. Now if I go into sport mode, which I'll change it now, it's going to go red. All right, other than that, you have cold, neutral, and warm. Those are your ambient lighting setups. You can change your brightness as well there. All right, or you can just turn it off. Then if I exit out of that, you will see your radio controls there for volume, or you can mute, or you can use the actual buttons on the back of the steering wheel on each side to do your radio controls like you have been for Maseratis for years. A couple other things, ESC off, traction control, your lift, all right? So that is actually going to raise or lower your car, all right? You also have start stop off, parking sensors off, and then your rear and max for climate controls. And then you have everything else for your climate controls here as well. Now, I almost forgot to mention, you also have your gesture screen here where I can actually just do smart gestures. I don't necessarily have to touch anywhere specific in order to change my climate. So that's a really cool thing, one of those Easter eggs that I showed you guys in a different video on the Grecale. That's a quick run through of the Maserati Intelligent Assistant in that screen. Beautiful armrest stitched up here. Inside, you have room for your Maserati key fob in case the battery dies and you need to communicate with the RF transmitter. That's the only reason why you would put that right there. Then you have USB 2.0 and USB-C right there with the 12-volt DC plug-in. That's about it. Now, if this glove box opens, I'm not sure how. It looks like it opens, but there is no indication on how to pull it down. This is pretty tight in here. If that glove box opens, not exactly sure how to do that. You guys can come back and tell me. Beautiful design, stitch design here above the glove box on the dash. Gran Turismo badging there, Italian flag there, let you know the kind of heritage we got here, leather dash, and the stitching up here as well. I told you guys about the mirror control here. If I can get that to display there, you guys can kind of see that. Let me see if I can do it from here. All right, so you guys see that it's regular, right? All right, then that's the camera. That's regular, that's the camera. All right, so that's the mirror controls I told you guys about. You do have your garage door openers here, and then your head-up display, not head-up display, your display up top here will have your trunk release, will have your pedal lights, your assistance, SOS, dome lights, everything up here as well. All right, so all the stuff that you guys know in the Maserati is here in the Gran Turismo. It's just in a different flavor, and by God, it looks good, it feels good. Oh, I almost forgot, wireless charger right here. Wireless charger, phone will sit right under there, out of the way, just charging in a non-distracted view. All right, so I forgot about that. Okay, I think I'm almost got everything. Electric parking brake on this side. What else am I missing? So much to take in on this car, guys. So much to take in. I think I got everything now, but yes, this is a beautiful place to be. Just happy to be sitting here right now. This is really cool. Now, of course, you guys see how those LEDs look on the new Gran Turismo. So we have flashing there, the amber turn signals, and you can see the headlight unit on with it. All right, then we'll come to the other side here so you can see the turn indicator on the side view mirror. You can kind of see it, it's there. And then come to the back with the new Boomerang tails. You can see the indicator there as well, illuminated and flashing, so you can kind of see how that all looks together. What do you guys think? Now, I don't have a sticker price on this yet. This model starts for the Modena trim level at $174,000. This has a lot of options on it, some options we didn't necessarily speak on as far as packages and interior. Obviously, we talked about the Grigio Cangiente paint, and we talked about the 20-inch Pegaso wheels in the front, 21s in the back, and the blue calipers. Those are just a couple of things. This is probably going to be just under $195 is my guess for this specific spec. But again, $174,000 to start with a base Modena trim level. What do you guys think so far? Is it great? Is it greater than the previous model years, especially at that price point? That's going to be the big elephant in the room. What are you guys thinking? All right, guys, so what are your thoughts on the new Gran Turismo for 2024 in the Modena trim level in this launch spec? Drop those comments down below. What are you guys thinking? What do you like? What do you dislike? Or is it just chef's kiss? Perfect. Drop those comments down below. Let me know what you guys think. And if you guys did enjoy the video, make sure you give it a big thumbs up. Giving the video a like will help get it up in the rankings. More people can see it. And we'll have a bigger discussion on the new 2024 Maserati Gran Turismo, the first here in Florida. Now, with that said, if you guys want to help further support the channel, always check the links down in the description below. We have a one-time link donation for my PayPal, my Cash App, my Venmo, and my Patreon, just in case you guys want to donate an extra $1 or $2 to the channel. Guys, I appreciate that love. It helps keep the channel going. Thank you so much. You guys can also check out the Ron's Rise merch and the social media links down in the description below. Now, make sure you guys subscribe to the channel, but click the notification bell so you don't miss one video. And with that said, you guys be blessed, have a great day, and we'll talk to you guys in the next Ron's Rise video. Peace.